Hi guys, it's Melanie and welcome to my Worth the Splurge video regarding the Sephora and Pantone Universe Color of the Year Shimmering Marsala Cheek Trio. That was a mouthful. So this is basically the blush palette. I picked this up at my local Sephora store, and I actually got this because I got a gift card from my friend Joanne, and I decided to go ahead and splurge on this. Originally, I wasn't planning on getting it, but out of all of the things in the store, this was probably one of the things that I was most curious about, especially out of the Marsala collection. So the lipsticks, the lip crayons, the eyeshadow palette, all of that stuff. This is what I was most curious about. So this is the packaging, obviously, right here. So it just, the blush palette sits inside of this little thing here. It is very well protected in here. This is just like foam in here. This thing wasn't super secure. It just kind of like slides very easily. So I feel like they should have maybe done a better job of sealing this, because I did feel tempted to like open mine and just make sure that it wasn't swatched, since it was so easy to get into the container. But that aside, that's just like my crazy like germaphobe self right there. So you do get, you actually get 3 products in here. So there's a highlighter and 2 blushes. So what you see here is, so this is the Marsala blush right here. It's gorgeous. Right next to it you see another blush, and this is called Coral Pink. And then right here you see a highlighter by the name of Spanish Villa. I will do swatches of this for you. You do get a really nice sized mirror at the top. The packaging is a very pretty rose gold. Packaging is great. It's definitely very secure. This snaps shut really nicely, so I would feel very comfortable traveling with this. Let's talk a little bit about the quality of the products in here. I was impressed. I actually in the past have not purchased, I don't think, anything from the other Sephora and Pantone Universe collections. I just wasn't really drawn to any of the colors. I wasn't drawn to the orchid. I wasn't really drawn to anything from the emerald collection. Oh, I lied. The coral. So what was it, 2 summers ago when coral was the color of the year? I did buy that blush palette and have loved that and continue to wear it every single summer. But this particular blush really intrigued me because I love rosy neutrals, and that's what this is. And the quality of these blushes are phenomenal. They're extremely pigmented. I'm wearing the Marsala blush today so that you can see what that looks like on my skin tone. You need to be so crazy careful when you apply this product. It's like gangbusters. When you get it on your brush, tap it off. Even if you think there's not much on there, there's a ton on there. Like, you need to be careful because you can reach clown status very quickly with this. And the first couple times that I applied it, I didn't shake off enough of the excess, and because it is so creamy and so pigmented, it just like, I look like a clown. My mom was like, oh, you're wearing blush today. And that's not good. Okay, so creamy, creamy, soft, very pigmented. So I'm going to show you a swatch on my finger here just so you can see what that looks like. And you can sort of tell, I'm going to show you the powder here again. Do you see how that sort of kicked up a little bit of product there? And I'm going to show you a swatch on my wrist. My fingers are, my hands are extremely dry, so it would just look awful on there. But that's what it looks like on my wrist. Just gorgeous. This color is probably one of the most neutral, beautiful, flattering, on so many different skin types kind of color. Just, it's amazing. Okay, and now I'm going to do the Coral Pink. This is much lighter, so there is that on my finger. And then I'm going to swatch that right underneath. So it works well for my skin tone. This would probably be much more of like a highlighter type of product if you are anything darker than like fair. And then the last is the Spanish Villa Luminizer. This is so pretty. So that's what it looks like on my finger. And then I will swatch that at the very bottom here. It's extremely soft, extremely creamy and pigmented. I always forget how awkward this is. Maybe that's better. I am beyond impressed with the quality of this blush. Now, I felt a little weird calling this a worth the splurge because the palette is only $28, and I mean, Lord knows there are things that are much more expensive, other blushes that are much more expensive at Sephora, but it kind of seemed like a lot when I first looked at it to be like, this is 28 bucks. So to me, it's a little bit of a splurge, but it is absolutely worth it. If you can get your hands on this and you are at all drawn to this Marsala color, you need to pick this up because I have a feeling this will sell out probably fairly quickly. When I was in store, there were so many people that were looking at the lip products and the eyeshadow palette from this collection. They really are stunning, absolutely beautiful. And this particular blush palette, I'm really glad that I picked it up. Again, you need to be so super careful, but I really do think that quite a few different skin tones could benefit from this particular color. It is just a really great rosy neutral that is a satin finish, matte satin. There's this tiny bit of like I don't want to even say sheen. It's not a pearl finish at all. It's so close to being matte, but it's not quite matte, if that makes sense. The coral pink is definitely a matte, and then the shimmer is obviously a pearl shimmery finish for the highlighter there. But I'm so glad I grabbed this. I will continue to wear this throughout the winter and spring. I think this is going to be so pretty again in the fall. It's just a really great neutral. I don't want to keep turning it this way because I feel like it kind of blinds you. It just is such a great neutral, and I see this working for so many different people, and the quality of it for the price, pretty phenomenal. Again, this is the packaging. I would maybe check yours. Just make sure that nobody like got into it, just because like I said, it is so easy to get into this. But overall, this is 2 thumbs up. I'm so glad that I was able to pick this up. Thank you, Joanne. And I'm really, really excited by this. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. And yeah, let me know if you guys pick it up and what your thoughts are on it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.